Episode 66, Why You Should Join a Networking Group. Welcome to the Gayla Scrivener Show. I'm so glad you're here today. You're in the right place if you're looking for ideas and inspiration to start and grow your very own small business. Just because you're a small business owner doesn't mean that you think small. On the contrary, you think big. I broke away from the 9-to-5 grind and stifled by a cubicle to create a work-from-anywhere lifestyle. Having the freedom to work from practically anywhere is a cool feeling. Here's the thing, though. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without work. But all the time and effort, the learning and the stretching is so worth it. Every week in this podcast, I'm sharing my experiences that I've had in growing my business and achieving the work-from-anywhere lifestyle. You too can experience wonderful adventure and freedom as you live life on your own terms. Be proud to be small, yet think big. I've already told you over the past episodes that the biggest thing that I know now, looking back, is that I should have not waited to begin the process in starting my own business. I should have started when I was still working my day job. I meet so many people that tell me they wish to do something else, but they can't do it right now because their day job gets in the way. And I say, why wait? It's a perfect time to get started. I have others tell me that they aren't clear as what to do. Again, I say, why wait? You can figure it out as you go. But where to start, especially when you're doing the same thing and you've been doing the same thing over and over and been in that routine for so long, sometimes your mind is clouded as where to start. And I want to tell you that you don't have to have everything figured out to get started. No. But do you ever get discouraged when you hear all the things that you should be doing and you get overwhelmed? And it seems, at least to me, it seems impossible to get to where you want to be because there's so many things that you should be doing. Well, just start smaller. Just chunk it down. And I certainly was frustrated and didn't have a clear vision on every aspect of my business. I was without a job and I just started. The only thing I knew is that I did not want to go back and work in the medical field. I didn't want to go back there. I didn't want to work in a traditional office. And I really, truly wanted the freedom to work from anywhere. Those were my guideposts. And that's where I started. My path wasn't clear. Heck, even now, I'm still a little foggy as to what exactly my direction should be. I've never started my own business before, and always I had worked for someone else. So I really didn't know what I was doing in that respect, but I thought I was supposed to have everything figured out before I started. That's why I did not start while I still had my day job. And I know now that that's not the case. You see, working for someone else, the rules or policies are already set, right? The company already has a culture. There is an established routine that once hired, you need to assimilate to. There's a sense of security with that. You know when you should report for work. You know when the paychecks will be deposited to your account. And you know where your desk is, you know what the systems, that you're working with, the systems that are chosen for you. You adapt to the company's way of doing things just to succeed with them. But when you own your own business and you're starting from scratch, you're creating your business out of thin air. There's nothing that's routine. There's no sense of when your first paycheck will be received and how much it will be. You have to make the decisions on everything, from where you choose to call your office, to what computer you'll use, to what programs you'll need, what hours you're going to work, who you're going to work with, what services you're going to do, and what services you're going to stay away from. You have to make decisions on everything, and it's scary. But you want to do something on your own, but something's stopping you. You're saying that your day job's getting in your way. So what should be the very first thing you should do when starting your own business? Well, begin implementing a routine to get the word out that you're open for business. How, you may ask? Well, what I did, my very first thing was face-to-face how-do-you-dos. What I mean is that I focused on a routine of networking meetings. Yes, when I opened Scrivener Solutions, I knew the very, very first thing I should do is to tell people about it. How would they know? People had to know what I was doing now versus what I used to do. The trouble was, I didn't actually have a clear picture as to what I could do for folks. But that's okay. What I did know and was comfortable with were my skills and experience. I knew I could help small business owners, so I needed to be in a place where they congregated. I love putting the pieces together for processes, and I love figuring things out. And I love when things start working once I figure those things out. Now, I recently heard a definition of entrepreneur is a person who solves problems. And that's so true. We are here to help others solve their problems. So take that into perspective. You're helping solve problems. At the time, though, I didn't know and understand that. And I didn't know exactly what tasks I would do for folks. But what I did know is that I needed to get the word out, and I needed to be with other business owners and see how I could help them. And things would evolve from there. For me, I'd listen to those around me in the networking meetings that I attended and see what they were struggling with. When there were things where I knew I could help them, then I'd help them. At the very beginning, some tasks, well, actually many tasks, were so small and short-lived. But over time, the jobs became bigger and recurring. I made it a point to make a commitment. At the very, very beginning, I committed to joining a local networking group that met each and every week. I created a routine for myself, and here's why. I made the commitment to show up each and every week, and that was not just for the group. It was for me. I did that for me because I was creating a routine for myself. I made that commitment to show up each week. And there were only a very rare occasion that I didn't show up, but those were planned absences. People knew ahead of time. I knew ahead of time. And there were many events as well. Now, I couldn't attend all of those events in no shape or form because there were so many of them that the networking group sponsored, but I'd pick some and commit to attending those. What I did was show up whether I wanted to or not. I began having a routine, like a routine of showing up for work through my day job, but this was for me, for my business. I was showing up each and every week. There were times that I didn't feel motivated or inspired to go. I didn't want to go. There were times that I was terribly busy with projects and didn't want to go. There were even times that I felt burnt out and frustrated and just didn't want to go. But I did. I did through those times. I made that commitment and I held myself accountable to show up, and showing up helped grow my business tremendously. You see, consistency allows people to get to know you. Consistency builds trust. Consistency also helps you become more comfortable with the process. It became a routine. When you do new things, it is a scary thing. I had no idea of my exact direction or even a picture of who my ideal client would be when I walked into my very, very first networking meeting. I knew I could serve small business owners by helping them with any admin tasks. That is a huge net to cast. But I had no way of knowing how to shape who my ideal client would be until I simply stuck my neck out there and met people and learned. For me, my very, very first step was face-to-face networking. And that's why I encourage you to do the same thing. I joined a group and committed in attending. I got involved in leadership and became known in that community. I grew as a person and my business grew. You see, you can do that on a part-time basis. I'm not saying that you need to get really, really involved because your time may be limited. But if you stay true to the group that you join and attend each time that they have a meeting, that is helping you make your business the reality and not a dream. You start talking about it more. You hear your voice as you tell other people what you do. I encourage you to join something like that and commit to showing up and making friends. Make it a part of your routine for yourself. Challenge yourself to show up even when you don't want to. Don't wait until you think you've got everything figured out before you join a group, because I don't think in this life any of us has everything figured out. But you need to get out there and actually tell people what you're doing. They need to identify you with your newly found business. When you show up, you are establishing credibility with the other members in the group, and you're keeping a promise to yourself. You're keeping that promise of attending. You are gaining confidence in yourself that you can do this. You can grow your business. For me, by taking action and joining a business networking group, I verbally had to tell people, and that's what you'll have to do, verbally tell people. I had to repeat it each and every week. Had this 30-second spiel that I had to tell folks. I had to craft that 30-second spiel. I had to refine it. This did wonders because I could hear myself saying those words with each and every meeting. It became more real to me that I could make this work. I began to identify myself differently than working in the medical field. Every week that I went to a meeting, I disassociated myself with my older life and embraced my new entrepreneur journey. I was making a new identity for myself. Now, if you wait until you've got everything figured out, you'll never get started. There's always uncertainty when starting your own business. All the uncertainty in being a business owner really freaked me out at first, especially since I started my own business in a sink or swim situation. I didn't have the safety net of my job anymore. I had to make it work or go apply for a new job. When I began creating new routines for myself for growing my business, no matter of my nervousness or being unsure of myself, over time, I gained confidence in myself. If you're looking for something different, something more, you're looking to start your own thing and leave your day job, but are freaked out by the uncertainty of entrepreneurship, as freaked out as I was anyway, then join a networking group. Yes, you have a day job, and you have to find more time on the side, but do it. You may have to be creative in the type of group to join, depending on your location and your work hours, but be diligent in your quest. Once you find a group, commit to being involved for a minimum of a year. I say a year because usually membership dues are annual. You should commit in making the very most of your investment in paying for those membership dues. Besides committing to yourself and the group for a year, you're making a promise to, at a minimum, to show up. And just showing up helps your confidence level tremendously. If you do just that, just show up, even if you don't want to, you'll learn from the experience. You'll learn a lot about yourself and about how others grow their businesses. You'll begin to shape how you want to do business. You'll gain confidence that you truly can make this side gig of yours your full-time thing. You'll be proud of yourself because you've got the ball rolling, and with each time you say your little 30-second spiel, You're associating yourself as an entrepreneur and associating yourself less with your day job. You are committing more and more to yourself and your business. Now, I know that many people join professional networking groups in search for frequent referrals. Now, certainly, becoming a member gains access to many opportunities of meeting people that you may not otherwise meet in your normal routine. But referrals are earned. You have to gain trust and confidence in people to be able to gain business. You need to convey how you help people. And the best way to get out of your fog and fear to meet new people, networking groups is a surefire way to get you out of your comfort zone and stretch yourself a bit, and soon you'll be comfortable and confident in the whole process. I know you will. Don't tell me that you can't do it because you're an introvert. I am certainly one of the biggest introverts ever. I definitely am not energized at all by going to meetings. It drains me terribly. I am mentally and physically exhausted at the end of the day with any meeting or event. And what I like is peacefulness of remote places. What I like is alone time. I steer away from cities. I love the forest. I am an introvert through and through. But that does not stop me. No, that is just a simple excuse if you say, well, I can't do this because I'm an introvert. When I go to an event or a meeting, my natural reaction is that I just want to disappear and not feel awkward because for some reason, any event that I go to, I just feel awkward. And that is just me being inside my head and feeling like I want to retreat in my own little world. But being involved in a networking group and going to regular meetings, it helps you become more comfortable because you see the same folks over and over and over again. And they become more like a community of friends. And that helps you get over things. Now, not to say that I still am an introvert, definitely. But it makes the meetings easier and actually more fun because you're joining up with people that you already know. And you're meeting other people a little bit at a time. And the more events you go to, the more you'll see some of the same people. Now, not to say that you won't be exhausted or feel out of place as an introvert, but you gain the confidence in yourself that you can do this, and you'll find enjoyment and benefit with each encounter. You will gain confidence in yourself despite your introverted ways. So, wrapping up this whole show, the main thing that I want you to take away is that joining a networking group is so beneficial with growing your business. But you don't have to think about it as like, how am I going to get all this business? Use it as a way to gain security because so many people fear entrepreneurship because of the insecurity that they have. And when you create routines into your business and you are breaking away from your day job, a networking group helps you gain that confidence. The bottom line is you gain confidence that you can do it. You hear yourself talking with other folks, and then you know you're not only trying to convince other people, but you've convinced yourself that you are doing this. You're identifying yourself in a different way. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Feel free to email me at info@scrivenersolutions.com. That's info@SCRIVENER solutions.com. And let me know what networking group you're involved with. If you're not in a networking group, are you challenged with finding one? So what's your biggest obstacle? I would love to hear from you. Now, thanks for tuning in. And if you haven't done so already, I would love for you to subscribe either on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play. Join me out there on social. I've been hanging out mostly on Instagram lately, and you can find me there at G Scrivener. Until next time, have a fantastic week.